What's up, everyone? My name's PlatinumHowler, coach of your Coquitlam Red Gyarados, and today I'm bringing you my Week 8 match of the IBL D-League versus Sharpedo43 and his Sylmar Sylveons. As you can see, we are straight at the team preview screen. We are not doing a team builder for this week for reasons that will become apparent in due time, but for now I will keep that to myself. His full team, you can see the mons that he brought on the screen, and the mons that he did not bring are Alolan Muck, Seismitoad, the Decidueye, Vaporeon, and Houndoom. His 2Z users are Dragonite and Houndoom, so Dragonite here has the potential to have a Z move, nothing else can. And his Mega is Mega Gallade, of course. So I do have to say that there are no surprising brings on his end. I think the Alolan Muck could have been a good bring for him, but he decided not to bring it, and kind of glad that I don't have to deal with that thing, because that mon is just an annoying thing to deal with in general. So the other thing, I did unfortunately have to play this game with a couple of family members screaming their head off at me to move and relocate myself. The one downfall about with me trying to record these games for you guys and play these games, or at least do well during these games for you guys, is that I don't have a great setup to do so. Like my place in my place, there aren't very many good private areas where I can set up and play the game with no interruptions. So that element of things kind of reared its ugly head in this game, and it made playing this game a lot more difficult. So keep that in mind when you're watching the battle replay here. But regardless, we're gonna hop right into things. He leads with his Galvantula, most likely to get up his sticky webs, as I end up leading with my Delmise, which is my Rapid Spinner. So at first glance, it's a good matchup, good trade-off for me, because I can threaten him immediately with getting rid of the webs that he might want to set up. He goes straight for a Bug Buzz instead of sticky webs and gets a crit on me turn 1. So you can imagine that did not help improve my mood going in like on the first turn. Like, of course, he gets a crit with a regular Bug Buzz move, and then I use a high crit ratio move on him and don't do nearly as much damage as I expected. I expected that to bring him down to his Sash easily, so that I could potentially get a Rapid Spin KO against him, but that's not the way things are going to work out. Because he gets the crit, I'm forced out by another Bug Buzz would have knocked me out there. So I had to go into my Sylveon, as he gets his webs up for free, and then I go for a Wish and a Baton Pass, expecting his switch out, expecting him to preserve the Galvantula, but he was willing to sack his Galvantula and let my Sylveon get back up to full health for nothing. So that was a misprediction on my part, but at least I'm going to be able to bring the Delmise in to bring that thing almost all the way back up to full health, because I'm going to be able to take a Bug Buzz here and then KO the Galvantula with a Shadow Claw. I could have tried to spin his webs away. He could have tried resetting them, but that wasn't an exchange that I was willing to go through. My best bet is to just try and bring this Delmise in on something else later in the game to try and spin the webs away. For now, he goes into his Nidoking. I have Nidoqueen, but I didn't bring it to this game. Goes for a Sludge Wave as I switch in my Assault Vest Latias, which is the dedicated switch into the Nidoking. The damage reveals that he is very offensive. 100% he is a Life Orb set. And I am packing the Earthquake on this Latias. It hits the Nidoking super effectively, but it also covers any switch-in that he might have brought to this, like covers a Jirachi switch-in, like you see there. It did over 50%. So I can tell by that damage that that is not a max HP Jirachi. It probably has quite a bit of offensive investment. We do see the leftovers on it though. Earthquake also would have been nice to hit stuff like the Alolan Muck, but I go for another Earthquake. I'm not sure what his speed stat is going to be like, so if he wanted to try and U-turn out on me or something and I happen to be faster than him, then I could get a KO with him on the Earthquake, but instead he just brings in the Tapu Fini. He's going to not take very much damage from that Earthquake, and now I think this is my opportunity to bring Dhelmise back in and spin the webs away, but I have Misty Seed on this, so I was expecting when I get this special defense boost that I could have taken 2 Moonblasts, but the damage from the first Moonblast reveals that that is not going to happen. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to spin the webs away at all in this game, and that is really, really, really frustrating. I need to take advantage of my team speed in this game to have a chance to win, or else he's just going to blow through me with that Nidoking at the end. So I try switching in the Skarmory to resist the second Moonblast and then get my rocks up, because that would break the Dragonite Sash, and sorry, not the Sash, it would break the Dragonite's multi-scale. But if he wanted to maybe defog away the rocks later with the Fini, then he would also be defogging away his own sticky web, so I would have been okay with that. But unfortunately he had taunt on the Tapu Fini, so I couldn't get my rocks up at all. So now I'm trying to get my Raikou in a good position here. But he switches in the Nidoking to my Sylveon when I'm expecting him to stay in and go for another taunt, so puts me in a bad position, but I actually leave my Raikou in here despite it being at -1 speed. I mean, I had the potential to be Scarfed, so I guess he had to scout for that, but I went for Hidden Power Ice just in case he overpredicted. Kind of have to hope that he makes some overpredictions and some chokes at this point to try and get myself back in this game, but he switches in the Jirachi to tank that HP Ice and then goes back into the Nidoking and takes that Shadow Ball pretty well. I get a special defense drop on him, which doesn't mean much because I'm forced out. This Nidoking is going to be faster than me because now that he knows for sure that I'm not Scarfed, so thankfully this time though he does stay in and go for an Earth Power as my Latias comes in and is immune to that, and now I'm going to predict the switch in to his Fini and reveal that I have Energy Ball, which means that I am a mixed Latias set. I don't have nearly as much special attack investment though, so I'm not going to do very much to the Fini at all, but I am going to be able to stay in here and chip him down enough to the point where I can try to bring my Gyarados in and win the game with that, because I'm thinking that at this point Gyarados is the only chance I have at winning this game, because when it comes in it's not Mega Evolved yet, so it still has its flying typing, which means that it won't have its speed reduced by the sticky webs. So if I can get a Dragon Dance up with that thing, then I might be able to get a whole bunch of kills with that. So at this point, that's what I'm thinking I have to do. So I get another Energy Ball off against the Fini as he gets a Moonblast, and the special attack drop with the Moonblast is why I went for the Zen Headbutt on the next turn. I was thinking that Zen Headbutt would do about the same as Energy Ball after the special attack drop, and then I had an opportunity to get a flinch too, but he actually switched into the Dragonite as I crit him with the Zen Headbutt, but he had multi-scale intact, so he still took it relatively well. Picks me off with an extreme speed, as now this is my opportunity to bring Gyarados in for free, so I get an Intimidate off on the Dragonite. So he's at -1, so I know that I can take any move from him very comfortably, and I can set up in Dragon Dance. But see, I had even after like kind of choking away the game with the Dhelmise and not being able to spin webs away, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna choke again here, like, I know for a fact that Gallade in the back can take a hit from my Gyarados. Everything else is in range to die. I go for +1 Earthquake against this Finny, which doesn't knock it out. And he gets a Moonblast off against me, and because I'm a really bulky Gyarados, it doesn't even 2-hit KO. But I can't go for another Dragon Dance because then he would be able to bring the Dragonite in he would be able to bring the Dragonite in later and pick me off with an extreme speed. So I have to go for another Earthquake here to KO the Tapu Fini, and at this point hope that I can get a crit with Crunch on the Mega Gallade, because I know at +1 it's not going to knock it out. So the choke there was not going for a second Dragon Dance and boosting up to +2 speed and +2 attack. I was just kind of paranoid that, I don't know, that he would, after the extra leftovers recovery, he'd be able to live an Earthquake at +2, and then I would be nowhere with my Gyarados. Like I wouldn't have even been able to get all that damage off against the Gallade. Like he could have just brought in the Dragonite and picked me off easily. So I was a bit paranoid about that, but was a big misplay for sure, and the fact that I don't get a crit against the Gallade basically seals my fate, because I know that I'm not going to be able to spin the webs away, and he can just bring Nidoking in now. Makes a smart play of preserving differential and not sacking off his Gallade there, which what I was hoping to do. That's all I could do there was go for a Brave Bird. If I had got a crit there, that could have made things a little bit more interesting, because then the Nidoqueen, I keep saying Nidoqueen because it's the one on my roster, but then the Nidoking would have gone down, and this match may have been a little bit closer, but my team is completely slowed down by the sticky webs and is weakened enough to the point where this Nidoking can just KO everything. And this is going to be a 4-0 loss, our second loss in a row. Even the Kebia Berry on my Sylveon is not going to save me from going down to this Nidoking. I know that he's a Life Orb set, so he's very strong, so obviously he's going to have enough power behind that Sludge Wave to kill me through the Kebia Berry. Delmai's gonna come in, maybe clicks like Fire Blast or something and misses, and then I can get the Rapid Spin off and bring in the Raikou to try and do some damage, but of course he just goes for Sludge Wave, kills me. Raikou, my last Pokemon, knows I'm not Scarfed, just goes for an Earth Power and kills me, and there we have our 4-0 loss. So GG to Sharpedo43. Of course, his links will be in the description as always. This is the results of people getting mad at you while you try to play a Pokemon battle. Forces you to, well, it doesn't force you, but it has a way of making you lose your focus. And the turn one crit certainly didn't help retain any focus that I had left to give. This was just kind of a crappy game all around. No matter let me make it clear, like, no matter how much I complain about the people in the background screaming at me, like, I blame myself at the end of the day for this, because like I put myself into that situation, and it was kind of avoidable, but still, like, it's not a situation that I appreciated being in. Yeah, if I want to do my best at these leagues, I guess I'm gonna need to find a way to get some more privacy when I play these games, but that's a long way off, unfortunately. Completely blew my chance here to maybe finish second in the standings. I went from comfortably being in second place and comfortably having comfortably controlling my own fate when it comes to maybe getting that second playoff bye, to now, after 8 weeks, having 0 chance to get that second playoff bye, and possibly not even making it to playoffs at all if I can't get a win next week. So that puts even more pressure on me for next week to perform well. And even like there's still a chance that I lose next week and make playoffs, but I mean, I don't want to go into playoffs having lost 3 games in a row. So next week is going to be a big bounce back week for us. It's going to be a must-win game for sure. It's going to be against Obo, a replacement for Pokemaster Mike halfway through the season, and his Houston Laxes. So, well, the other thing that I should say, I guess, like to try and get something positive out of this, is Gyarados does get a kill, which moves it up to 10 kills on the season. But obviously, I kind of choked away the game there with Gyarados by not going for a second Dragon Dance. I think part of that has to do with me not having planned to get like the second Dragon Dance up, because like when I got 2 Dragon Dances up against Sock, that was the whole idea of the set. If I was able to get 2 off, then I would outspeed his Xurkitree guaranteed. But I didn't really plan for that with Gyarados this week, so that kind of has something to do with why it didn't happen or why it didn't work out. But yeah, so if I had clicked the second Dragon Dance there, I could have got 5. I had potential to get 5 kills with it instead of just 1 in this game. That would have put it at 14, and in that scenario, it would have finished the league as the kill leader. But because I didn't go for it, it doesn't finish the league as the kill leader. But that's besides the point. Try to say something positive and turn it into something negative, of course. But anyways, I should probably shut up now and wrap up this video. If you enjoyed, then good for you. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more positive videos in the future. Because this was not a positive video, but there will be more positive videos in weeks to come, I promise. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week, and goodbye.